No, I wasn't tripping.
Doesn't matter if you have one ass cheek and 3 toes. I will beat your ass.
Welcome to the One Ass Cheek and Three Toes Show. I am your host, Nate the Great. Happy New Year's to everybody. And this is our last show of the season. The Lions concluded their season by beating the fucking Bears. So 19-16. They fuck around and won. So, hey, good way to start the new year. How are you fellas doing?
Good.
Great, man.
Yeah.
Great.
What we got? We're 1-0 in 2026.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that'll be the record till September. The season's over. It kind of finally sunk in for me today because I was listening to the exit interviews of some of the players. That's usually what's going to happen, and then after that, it goes silent for a good minute. We'll be going silent for a minute, and then we'll come back, take a little break, enjoy break. But yeah, let's talk about it. The Lions went into Soldier Field with nothing to play for and came out with the dub. What are y'all's thoughts?
Go ahead, Jay.
Not all at once.
I think you kind of said it right there. They went in nothing to play for. They still played. I mean, they played a good game first half, and then second half they kind of fell apart, letting Chicago come back in the game. But I mean, they won ultimately. That's all that matters. If you're into that, it was just kind of a how can I say it? It was kind of bittersweet because usually we're talking about who they're going to play first round. We know if it's going to be in Detroit, if they hosting a playoff game, or if they're going to be on the road. We're talking about possible matchups in the road to the Super Bowl. But this time we're sitting here worried about coordinators, probably additional pieces in the offseason. But I mean, I got two sides to me. I think it was a good win, but it was also hurtful because it's just like, damn, you wanted to extend the season, but it just didn't happen that way. So
yeah, I think going into this game, I was pretty much thinking we're going to get our ass kicked because Chicago was really good. And we had put a 52 burger on them in the early part of the season. And I know that Ben Johnson, as petty as he is, he always puts that stuff up on his team's bulletin board. So I knew that they were going to come out and fight hard. I was not expecting the Lions to come out and play as good as they did. And also, too, with some of the players that we didn't have, Penei Sewell, Alex Anzalone, we had other guys step up and looked like we didn't miss a beat very much for the most part. Goff did his thing. Amara did his thing. The defense was stout. We had some hiccups at the end, but for the most part, the Lions dominated that game.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean,
Chicago had everything to play for.
I didn't think they were going to blow them out, first of all. I thought they might win by like a field goal or something like that.
Yeah.
Chicago's defense is ass, which is going to get them in trouble in the playoffs because you can't win every game trusting that you're going to get turnovers every damn time.
Right.
Ain't going to happen that way. That's not how the playoffs work. Their defense is just garbage right now.
Yeah.
And Detroit showed that a whole bunch of times. They probably could have finished some drives that they're just messing around a couple of times. And
Tip, what's up, man?
What up, Tip?
Yeah, I think you have a great point about the defense. When you rely on turnovers a lot, you're not a good defense. And on top of that, the way defenses have stymied Caleb most of the game, that's a bad sign too. Because if your defense is that bad, your offense usually has to pick up the slack. Yeah. And if your offense isn't scoring and your defense can't stop anybody, that's a recipe for disaster. Which you probably all agree that Chicago is going to be a first round exit more likely.
I think so.
Aspect.
And I don't want
maybe a second round. I don't think Green Bay is going to beat them, but they're definitely going to lose the next one.
It's not a good matchup for them. Let's just put it that way because they remember the last game.
You're right, B. But I kind of look at it like I don't want to take anything away from Chicago and what they've done, but how much of this do you think is a byproduct of them having a last place schedule and playing teams like the Saints, playing some of the bad teams that are going to be picking in the top 5, top 10, this year's draft?
Well, just remember this conversation you have, because that's what the Lions will have next year.
Exactly.
So if they come out to be 12 and 13 and something, these same questions are going to be asked.
Exactly.
So you've got to play the games in front of you. Chicago did a good job. Caleb did better. He stepped his game up. He broke the all-time passing record, although he ain't 4,000 yards, but then he did break the record. He
broke their record.
Yeah, he broke their record. So I mean, he's done progressively. The offensive's done better. So
yeah,
they beat Philadelphia.
I mean, I really commend them though, as much as we thought that they were going to lose. I didn't think that they were going to get their asses kicked. I just thought that you may lose by a touchdown or field goal, possibly, maybe even overtime. But
yeah,
the Lions, despite having all of those injuries and really could have given up, and a lot of people were asking if Dan Campbell lost the locker room toward the end of the season, they went out there and they beat a team that was still playing for playoff seeding. That was for something, and I think that's impressive. But
and it's a rival too.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think the important part to take away from the whole game is that they got a winning record. I don't care if it's a 9-8 record. Who gives a shit? It's 9-8. It's a winning record, and you get that going into the offseason. And hey, you had 9 wins with a lot of issues. Just imagine if you can clean up some of those issues, how many more wins we can get. You mentioned the schedule. They're going to have the 5th easiest schedule next year. I'm telling you, y'all, this is the same thing like the 49ers. 49ers were the fourth place team last year, had an easy ass schedule this year, got to the chance of getting the 1 seed. No, the Lions can do the same thing. There's no doubt. It's just we can't have these rash of injuries.
The key we have to do though is win division games. You can see the switch of what happened. We're 9-8. If we won all 6 of our games, well, if you
just sweep Minnesota,
if we would have won did like we did last year and swept, we've been 13 and 4. Think about that.
Yeah,
but we didn't.
We could have still had all the losses right now. As long as we'd have beat Minnesota, swept Minnesota.
If they would have beat Minnesota once and beat Green Bay once, things would be a lot different.
Or you could have just swept Minnesota.
That would have put the Lions over Green Bay, because Green Bay record, when you look at it, isn't that good. What are they? 9? What was
They're
it like?
9-7-1.
Not 9-7-1. So yeah.
And the Lions are 9-8. If you look at stuff like that, if they would have beaten Green Bay just one time, that would have propelled them over Green Bay.
Yeah, that's a tie wouldn't have mattered. Yeah.
But B brought up
just things like that can alter your whole season.
But B brought up a great point, because you're right. It is going to start with the division. It's always the division. Even Dan has said that. The players have said that. And if you look at this division, everybody had a winning record.
Since
what other division had that? Exactly, since 1933. And the thing is that these teams are not going to go away. So what's going to happen is that it's going to be a pissing contest in the offseason for all these teams. Because none of these teams are going to make the Super Bowl. We know that for a fact. Okay. So the thing is that who's going to have a better offseason? Who's going to make the better moves? Who's going to make the better drafts? Whoever does that will probably win that division, because these rosters are pretty similar. I would say the Vikings are probably a little bit below everybody else, but the Bears, the Packers, the Lions, they're all very similar rosters. They all have young players, ascending players. And so the quarterbacks are good. So it's going to be a dogfight every year. So, this division is not going to be won by just one team going forward. We were lucky to win it 2 years in a row. I don't think that's going to happen. I think you're going to see an exchange every year, possibly, because there's just too much talent on this in this division.
Mm-hmm. It really is. And something like I kind of wonder, with the departing pieces we have, versus other teams, like the turnover ratio next year is going to be crazy. how much better will the Vikings be if they go out and get an established quarterback? But they say they want a seasoned quarterback, a veteran. How much better will they be? You know, then you look at Green Bay getting healthy, getting Micah Parsons back. I know it'll be later in the season, but I mean,
Green Bay's got a lot of people they got to re-sign this offseason.
It's going to be a lot. This division is going to be very hard, and if you can at least break even in division, go 3-3, I think that'll be enough to win the division and be the top team. But I gotta agree with you 100%. It starts with the division, man. I mean, it was like 3 or 4 changes in the lead of the division just in the first couple of weeks. Because remember, the Lions led for a week,
right? If there's one thing I can say, if there's one thing I can say, the Lions do have an advantage over the other teams in this division. Is the fact is they've locked in their core players for the next 3 or 4 years. The Vikings gonna have to do that soon. The Bears will have to do that. The Packers will have to do it this offseason. They have a lot of big pieces they have to re-sign or keep or whatever. So everybody's check's coming due. The Lions have paid part of their check. They still got some check left, but you know that's the encouraging part is that you got a lot of your good players locked in, and now this is Brad's time to shine.
Just on a real quick note, to get to Mike's part which way it went the way it did. Without being too negative of situations, for instance, the offensive line the interior offensive line needed to gel. There was too many different moving parts in the middle of that line all season, and it got better near the end because they started to gel because they. I can't say that really either because they were trying to put in different centers in there, and that was
I don't think they played the whole season together. Yeah. I think they played maybe one game. That was the first game all together.
If that even did they play the first game with everybody?
Yeah. Everybody was there. Yeah. Everybody was there. Yeah. That's a damning statement.
That's big. It's a big thing. And to your question, Mike, I think a lot of it came from departure of coordinators having to coach different crews out, different scheme,
losing 10 staff members, replacing papers,
on top of certain players not performing. I mean, really, let's just be honest. Certain players not performing and living up to expectation. I think that had a lot to do with it as well. I think it was just a perfect recipe for disaster this season. Everything that could have went wrong this season went wrong.
And not to mention the division was better too. I mean, the Vikings played better. The Bears were our division champs. The Packers were there. So, yeah. And we played a first-place schedule too. So,
and as going into this season, I said Chicago and Green Bay are probably the 2 teams that we're going to look out for. But I just knew at the bottom of my heart 2 games that the Lions could win and could possibly sweep were the Minnesota Vikings because I figured J.J. McCarthy, new quarterback coming out, I didn't think he'd get it right away. But, I mean, man, it was a lot happened this season. So much I can't even say.
Just a lot of turnover, not a lot of consistency. It started with losing Frank, and it all snowballed from there. One thing that surprised me, we talk about the O-line. Graham was interviewed today in his exit and said that he didn't even practice center in OTAs.
That's crazy.
They just threw him in there. So basically, even though Tate was getting all the reps in training camp, Graham really didn't get any reps at center. He was playing mostly guard. So that tells you right there the Lions had a lot of faith in Graham just picking it up and figuring it out.
Yeah.
And obviously
it's not like he was picking it up and figuring it out. He played center when he was with the Broncos.
Well, I'm just saying, like they expected from what he had known in the past that he would just pick it up and he'd be fine.
And that's not only that, I don't think he had any other choice. Banking from where they wanted to be.
He wasn't very good as a center in Denver. Yeah. And that was in his career when he was younger. So
yeah. But that just shows you right there. That's a little. But that's a damning statement to hear that literally he wasn't even taking reps in OTAs when you really want your players, if you're going to put them in certain positions to get set up, because training camp is when you get your the installments, the cohesion, all that build up. OTAs is where you start playing around with things and seeing and getting people set up in roles. And the fact that he didn't take any snaps in OTAs as a center, I'm like, damn. So that was interesting.
I think other things that were off the mark too in the season, besides the defensive injuries and the interior O line that wasn't working right. We got to point fingers to the management too. Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes, getting players when they need to get players, or retaining players, and they didn't do that. To the offensive line's part, at least keep, what's his face when they had him, and they let him go.
Zeitler,
and then Zeitler, and then Dan taking over the offensive play column. Where really the offensive really wasn't the problem; it was the defense that we were trying to shape together. The offense was going to run smooth because of the players that we have. You kind of when you change that kind of stuff during the middle of the season, it kind of screws your whole team up, because now you got to go a different way. Nobody's going to be. I think the thing about Dan is he's got to understand nobody's going to be Ben Johnson. So that's all there is to it. It's kind of like nobody's going to be Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's going to be Ben Johnson. So you got to get somebody, at least let Morton fall on his face. If he's going to fall on his face, let him fall on his face, because at least there's a consistency. And the players can him and haw all they want, but it's his offense. He has to call what he has to call. And like I said, he was 5-3. He was 5-3 until the time he got pulled. And the Lions had won 4 in a row with him as offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
That didn't happen with Dan. Dan was very inconsistent. He finished 4-5 as an offensive coordinator. And some of these calls were so predictable on the defensive for these other teams. It was like, hey, I know that play. I'm gonna call it as soon as I see it. You know what I'm saying? It's just he's got to swallow that pride and get an offensive coordinator.
I agree. Now, you know what I was going to tell you earlier when we were talking before we went live. Now, I don't necessarily think that him calling the plays would be a bad idea, but it has to go either one or two ways. If you're calling the plays and you're going to stick to that, hire a defensive coordinator with experience that that's going to carry you, that they're going to be there, not an experiment, not expecting someone to make the second-year leap, but get somebody experienced and proven. But if you don't, then I think that you're going to have to bring in somebody that know what the hell they're doing and that can coach up our pieces on offense, because it's too much damn talent on our offense to fall flat on our faces. And to be
I just think that Dan is not that type of a coach. He is a head coach. He is the CEO of that team. He needs to be that. He does not need to be somebody other than what, is what his job is. He's not a good offensive coordinator, so don't go out there and try to pretend that just because I don't know what was going on with him, with that whole situation. Only he knows. And that's not your strong point, dude. Your strong point is getting this team together, gel it, make sure everybody's together. Then the team is going to round about you anyway, no matter what you do. However, your strength is not that. Your strength is being a head coach and making sure everything's running on a flat panel.
They just need to fix the line. That's the way I look at it. Fix the line, and everything else take care of itself. Because with the line, you can run the football, control the clock. Your defense isn't always on the field all the time, and you're scoring points. Like, that's the Lions football. It's all about the line. Fix the O line, and the Lions will be fine. You could have anybody back there calling plays. If that O line's stout, it doesn't matter who's calling the plays, because all you're doing is run the damn ball.
I agree. You gotta get those people in place. And I mean, I know a lot of people think that Lindenbaum from Baltimore is going to sign back with the Baltimore Ravens. I wouldn't be so sure if he's not a restricted free agent. If the Lions can
now that John's out, that's a possibility now.
If the Lions can throw money his way, I don't care what it takes to bring him in. You try to outbid Baltimore or any other team, because that's a guy that's going to come in and immediately start and give you 17 games and literally play all 17 games. That's a guy that you can plug and play.
They have a huge cap hit with Lamar. They got to figure out what they're going to do with Lamar, and Lamar wants more money. So I think once the Lamar situation gets figured out, then I think they go to Lindenbaum and see what he wants, or they could tag him. I'd be shocked if they let him go because he was one of the best centers out there. He's young. I mean, you don't let those guys on the market. I mean, like it'd be a pipe dream. I mean, if he did become a free agent, you'd have to pay him.
It depends on what he wants to do too.
Mhm.
Like if he doesn't, if he feels that he doesn't like the coach coming in, if they hire a coach before,
Well, they could just tag him too.
Well, I mean, they could tag him. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. But you're right. I mean, yeah. I mean, I think the Ravens are going to have some interesting moves to make because with Jim, I'm sorry, I keep saying Jim. With John being fired, I think they're going to reset a lot of things, and they owe a lot of money to a lot of players, and they could very well fire sell themselves, especially if they get rid of Lamar, which I think that's a possibility. If they get rid of Lamar, everything's off the table. You can go after anybody. So
I agree with that.
we'll follow.
Totally agree with that. But with the Lions, I agree with you though, Nate. They just really, really need to get the offensive line fixed.
Yeah,
and you can
get the line fixed.
Drawing up steam.
And when I say fixed, I mean you've got two pillars already there. Tate's going to be a great guard. Keep him at guard. Panay's going to be Panay. Either you're going to play him at left or right, whichever. Decker's probably retired. Graham said he's under contract. He's going to come back unless anything changes.
Did you hear his little? He said we'll see.
But he also said he's under contract too. So I mean, he kind of said it sarcastically.
And
they're going to get a center.
Honest, that's somebody I kind of want to see the Lions replace too, because as good as he was before, I think at this point in his career, I think at this stage he's become a little bit of a liability. He hasn't really been effective in the pass blocking. He was good in the run blocking for a certain amount of time, but the pass blocking was kind of bad.
I give Decker
actually his PFF grades oppose you on that. He's a better pass blocker than he is a run blocker.
I'm sorry. Yeah. It flipped it. You flip it. Yeah. Interchange it. Run blocker.
It was the guards. It was the rookie guards that were the opposite. They were really good run blockers, but they weren't good pass blockers. And you got to have at least some kind of even continuity with that whole group right there. Yeah. When Frazier got in there, Frazier did a good job in both pass blocking and run blocking. I see him road grade out many people off the line.
Tate was one of the best guards in the NFL and as a rookie in pressure and not allowing pressures.
I got a question for you, B. What do you think Frazier's his contribution toward the end of the season contributed basically to him coming in fresh? Playing, weeks. He came in, started week 15, 16, was it?
It was late, yeah.
Everybody's kind of beat up. He kind of how much do you think that contributes? Now, I don't want to take anything away from him because he could very well be good, but
he's got potential. We just got to stay healthy.
I mean, thinking about that, but to think about that, it's during the end of the season. They're playing teams that have something to play for. It was all playoff, implications in all the games except for the last one. Like I said, he was going up against some pretty good defensive tackles too. Yeah, they weren't shabby. It is the NFL.
He was up and down. I think that's a fair assessment.
I don't know if he was up and down. I think he was mostly up. Like I said, I saw him road grade at least 3 or 4 defensive tackles all the way out to 5 yards from the line of scrimmage. So it's not like he knows what he's doing. And I think maybe it's just because once you get it's like any other rookie that comes in there. Once you have tape of them the next year, once you see this and you have tape of them the next year, let's see if you have a different way to block. Because when it's all said and done, defensive linemen do the same thing that everybody else does on team. They look at film too, so they can see how they can get past an offensive lineman, what his techniques are, what his weaknesses are, and stuff like that. So, fortunately, it was a small sample size of what Frazier can do.
Like mahogany.
If Frazier goes on a wait if he goes out there this summer and does different things as an offensive guard and learns how to block different ways and know how to chip blocks and stuff like, he'll be fine. And then nobody will be able to mess with him because he's going to learn all that real quick. And Chris Simo project to me is done. I just not.
You think so? Like I mean, I feel like the same hype we have for Frazier is the same we have for Simo last year. People are like, "Oh, he's a pencil starter."
He could be a depth piece, but I don't trust him as a starter. I'm just going to be honest. I'm wrong, That's just my opinion, but I don't trust him as a starter. He's gotten hurt quite a couple of times, and he hadn't looked like what we wanted him to be in his expectation coming in.
Honestly, I trust neither one of them. And I'll tell you what, right now, in free agency, if there is a guard that's within the average market, I'd rather go get that guard and bring him in and put him along with Tate. And then we'll get a center in the draft or something like that, or maybe Graham plays. I don't know. Like,
that's
guard is the last thing I would be going for free agency for. There's more immediate needs on that offensive line than guard. We need a tackle and we need a center.
You can get a tackle in the draft.
I mean, you can get a center in the draft too, but I'm not going to be If you get a center in the draft, he better be a top 10 center. That's all I got to say.
There's no center. There's no center. Yeah, and there's no center. You probably have to get him in the second or third round.
Any offensive lineman you get in the draft has got to be a top 10 draft pick. And the Lions aren't in the top 10 in draft picks.
No, but this is a deep tackle draft.
Well, not necessarily. You remember when they picked Frank Ragnow?
You can have a deep tackle draft. That's fine. If you find somebody that's good. But
there's about 3 tackles that are picked to go in the first round.
Well, like I said, center and tackle are the things that we got to look for. Fuck a guard. If we get a center and a tackle in the draft, then fine, get a guard during free agency. But that should be our least of the line. We got plenty of guards. Glasgow comes back.
But are they? But here's the thing.
Center.
But here's the thing. I'll push on that. Yes, you say we have a lot of guards. You're right. However, do we have a guard that we trust day one? Because you guys have been saying, "Oh, well, we should have just re-signed Zeitler," and I'm here. I'm saying, let's just go out and go get a vet to slot in there along with Tate. So why would we trust the guards we have now if they really?
Because we've seen the guards that we have now,
and you trust them enough to have them for game one.
I trust Frazier enough to start.
All right.
I trust Frazier enough.
I
don't trust Timo.
I'm not mad at you on that. I'm not mad at that because it can go one of two ways. A lot of people are expecting Frazier to be good, right? Like he showed a lot of brightness. He showed a lot of good spots in his game.
He's got more upside than Mahogany, yes.
But also know that we kind of took that same risk last year with Mahogany when we replaced him with Zeitler. We were like, hey, you know what? If we lose Zeitler, fine. We got Christian Mahogany who came in and showed those same bright spots. Now, I would be okay with that, but you have to get a center and a tackle. You have to. It's imperative you get a center and tackle, especially the tackle with Taylor Decker possibly retiring. And, you can swing Penei Sewell over to the left side, but you'll need somebody to fill in for him on the right side. So, that's huge. You have to get a center and a tackle.
I just don't know if going with another young guy who really didn't play a lot this year, putting him in next year, we could have the same problems all over again.
Mm-hmm.
That's my only thing. Like maybe we need to get a veteran on there or trade for a guy. Like the Bears traded for Tooney. Go find a shitty team and trade for their guard.
Again, guard is not a position that's important on that. Okay, let me reiterate this way. Your center is the guy that runs the line. Okay, if you have a rookie center or a center that's not that good in the middle of the line, you see the results that happen. Okay, Glasgow is not a very good. This is the reason why Denver gave him they released him, because he was not a very good center over there. Not at all. He does not know how to communicate on the line very efficiently. That was his problem.
He's not Frank. Yeah.
So he's just not any decent center. I'll put it to you that way. Yeah. I could probably name you about 3 centers that could do better than him right now.
Was Glasgow even a center at Denver? I think he was a guard.
Yeah.
Wasn't he?
No, he was a center at Denver. They used him strictly as a center in Denver.
Okay.
So coming over here and being a guard, that was right up his alley, because he actually liked being, he actually was a good guard. He was a decent guard. I wouldn't say he was a great guard.
Yeah.
But you got to get a center. That's your captain on our line.
Oh, yeah. I mean, losing Kingsley, that even puts more pressure now, because now you don't even have a center on your roster. So,
well,
you
do.
I agree.
You got Cologne.
Oh, he's not coming back.
Well, I mean, and Kingsley ain't coming back either because he got snatched up, and he's not a good center either. I saw that just from the fact that both of them coming back and forth in the lineup, and then the 2 fumbles that were caused by them not able to handle the snap. Yeah, that's the center part is the most important, really.
Well, sure, yeah, but I would argue that it's guard, center, guard, because if you look at Chicago's success, one of the reasons why Chicago had a bounce back year is because they got a guard, center, guard. They got Jackson, they got Dahl, and they got Tooney. So either way, the Lions have to upgrade that position somehow.
I mean, replacing Taylor Decker is going to be the hardest thing the Lions are going to be tasked with this season.
Yeah,
it's going to be replacing Taylor Decker, and then
I give him a month. Yeah, I give him a month, and you tell me you're going to tire or not, and we move on. Don't wait till the last minute on this.
Now, like, hey, let me know what's up now. I'll be asking them now, and I know that sounds kind of harsh. Like, hey, give them a second. You know, the season's still fresh.
Yeah,
but I'll be asking them now. You know, for a fact, you got all the time in the world to prepare. You know, it won't be any excuse of, well, we were kind of told at this amount of time. Dude, let me know what you want to do now. Do you want to play football, or do
he's talking about retiring? So if you're talking about it, you're probably close to it. So
yeah,
they should have their answer. All right, let's go ahead and wrap a bow on this. The Lions season has come to an end. We'll see what the offseason looks like.
FTB, by the way.
What's your line made pressure on you offensively and defensively? Oh, okay.
So who was your favorite defensive Lion, and who was your favorite offensive Lion?
Favorite?
It ain't that damn hard. Damn.
No. Wait, hold on. I got you. I got the defense. As soon as you said it, it was like boom, a light bulb popped
off. You said favorite. You said favorite, so that could be anybody.
No, I mean, who you think was the
impression? Tyleek Williams.
Who was impressionist?
Tyleek
Williams. Definitely impression.
Tyleek Williams, and the reason I'm saying that is because he was a rookie. He came in. He got a little bit more time than we expected him to get. He came in. He made a really good impression. I'm not sure where he ranked amongst defensive tackles or even just rookie defensive. But I think he came in and he stepped up big time for, you know, who he had to like replace for the first couple of games of Lee McNeil being out. So I'll go with Tyleek Williams for sure.
Another player that people questioned.
Offensively, I'm on St. Brown. I mean, I know that's cliche. Everybody is going to say, oh, whatever. But Amon-Ra, he played injured a couple of times. He went out there and he showed why he's one of the best, if not the best receiver in the game right now when it comes to just being an all-around player, being able to block, knowing your assignments, catching the ball, being able to be resilient where you don't have to miss games. Like St. Brown, he's a stud, man. St. Brown is one of my favorite players in the league. Fuck just on the Lions, in the league. For sure.
Mine's gonna be offensively. It's gonna be Tesla. I'm telling you, I saw this guy coming out before he came to the Lions. This guy is long. He's wide. He's got great hands. I knew that once we drafted him, it's gonna take some time because of the weapons we had in front of him. But this guy quietly made his appearance and showed what he's got. And I can't tell you how excited I am to see Tesla, J-Mo, and Amon-Ra all together next year, and Laporta. You know, so Tesla was very impressive to me. I mean, very big receiver. He's got to work on his little speed, maybe a little more route tree, but definitely very impressive. And then defensively, it's hands down Jack Campbell. I'm telling you, Jack Campbell was my player before the season started to be the breakout. And Jack did not disappoint. In fact, Jack should be all-pro. I hope he is all-pro because he sure as fuck deserves it. He was the stout on the defense. Outside of Aiden, Jack Campbell was the man. Like, you know, and I'm sorry, but you're going to have to pay him too because he's a damn good linebacker and he's still young and he makes plays and you can't let a guy like that go. So that's mine.
Brett, just to answer your question, we had talked about that earlier, just before you got on there, obviously. We're kind of all mixed about that whole situation, either draft one or sign one if one's available. Good one. Can't be a
What question?
crappy one either. Oh, the new center. New center signing anyone interested or a squad on
anything.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit ignorant to this, but if the Ravens tried to tag Lindenbaum, he has no other choice but to play on that franchise tag, correct?
Or hold out.
Or he can hold out. Okay, gotcha.
Yep, okay. You can hold out. Yeah. Mine are obviously going to be two stay puts on both sides. I'm go with Amon St. Brown too. Dude is the 5th best receiver in the league, even after a lot of stuff that he went through this year, dropping the ball, something that we are not cares. Yeah, and still had that many yards, and still is second in the league in touchdowns. So I mean, when you practice like that every day, even though you go out there and you do 201 or what is it, 211 or whatever it is on a jugs machine, you're a person. He's a human being. He's going to have his times when he's going to be, Mr. Dropsy. But the point is what you do when you do catch the ball and you go out there and you make these catches. And this dude, I'm amazed to see this dude be free. There are so many times he is wide open. It's like, is the defense even paying attention to where he's at?
No, they can't cover him. They can't cover him.
They just can't cover him. They cannot cover him.
Sit here and call him Amon-Ra Slant Brown. Like, how do you feel? I really gotta ask,
Brown.
Bro, you look stupid when you say stuff like that because, for one, this dude averages 12 yards, per catch. I mean, but like you said, B, he had a lot of drops this season, but statistically, this is still one of his best years of his career. Yeah. He had 2 less catches than the 2023 season. He had one more touchdown and about 90-something yards less than the 2023, which was statistically his best year. So, Amon-Ra St. Brown has been consistent. He's had now 4 consecutive seasons where he's had over 100+ catches, over 1,100 yards, 1,200 yards, and he has 3 consecutive seasons with double-digit touchdowns. So dude, St. Brown is a monster.
Just for the listeners, St. Brown finished the season with 117 receptions, 1,401 yards, 12-point average, 11 touchdowns. Just another day at the office.
We don't really have any guys in the center right now.
And dude, I want to make this clear really quick. He says,
yes, he does.
He do. I want to make this clear really
blinds
quick.
Defenders.
How people are so enamored with the glitz and glamour and being a star and everything. St. Brown just put up good stats. He put up great stats. So I miss me with the whatever position he played. Amon-Ra can play literally every position at the wideout if you want.
So you're telling. So we can all agree that I think Jackson and Jigba has probably the best year of a receiver, right? I think he had maybe 1,700 yards.
Yeah,
Amon-Ra was only 300 yards short of that.
Yeah, but the thing,
but that's a one time. I mean, you're talking about a player that did that one time. Where Amon is consistent.
Well, I know. I'm just putting in perspective of how good his season was.
Yeah,
I'm just putting in perspective how good his season was this year. I'm not talking about the past years.
Yeah,
I'm just doing it 101.
What I'm saying though is that you can compare. Somebody's going to always have a receiver's always going to have a better season. 1 year it's Jefferson. The next year it's Chase. Next year it's Jason Ingba. Yeah, you might not see Amon up there at the top, maybe at the beginning of the season, but he'll settle down into the top 3 or 4 people, receivers that have the yards every year. Now this year, Jefferson wasn't even in the top 10 or the top 5. Chase, I don't think was in the top 5 either, to tell you the truth.
You want to hear a crazy stat? This is gonna blow your mind.
No, Chase was just above him.
Isaac Tesla had 4 touchdowns than Justin Jefferson did this season.
Yeah. And look, you got George Pickens and Puka Nacua. Now Puka Nacua is probably about where Amon St. Brown is right now, as far as being.
But what I'm saying in the grand scheme of things, those guys get talked about more than St. Brown does, and St. Brown's numbers are just as good as Jackson and Jigba this year, who a lot of people probably have as the offensive MVP for what numbers he put up. I mean, he didn't break Calvin's record, but he had a hell of a year.
129 receptions, 1,715 yards. He averaged 13.3 yards per catch, and he had 10 touchdowns. Puka Nacua was on fire this season, man.
Yeah, and just to look at that, Brown had one more touchdown. Brown and two tight ends had more touchdowns than him.
Yeah, and Puka's a bigger receiver too.
But on that note, too, they got Adams. So, But anyway, let's get off the Rams. I ain't talking about the Rams. The defensive player that I'm going to go to is Aiden Hutchinson. Dude had 14.5 sacks this year. I believe Nate, you put up the stats of how he was like a second in the league for pressures.
100
was
pressures.
The first. Yeah, 100 pressures. He was first, wasn't he? In that,
I think so, probably. I mean,
first in that, and
maybe
and
Miles
second,
got
I think,
one.
in percentage. So, I mean, yeah, he did an excellent job. A lot of people were, getting on him earlier in the season. Man, make that money, man. You got to go out there and play. I think 14.5 sacks, his highest sack total so far, is making that money.
And he had 100 pressures too.
Yeah. So, I mean, the dude's doing his job.
Easy sacks.
You imagine what would happen if somebody viable would come on that side. I mean, you see what Muhammad's doing.
Mm-hmm.
But Muhammad's like one of those I'm gonna play every 3 games type of guy and get 3 sacks.
Well, that's more Shep. That's Shep.
So, I mean, I don't know if it's
he also
more
had.
Shep.
He also had
job is.
Well, I'm just saying, Shep decided to play Davenport over Muhammad at times.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
Okay. Hutch also had 4 forced fumbles and 1 interception.
Yeah. But other than that, yeah. So that's a good thing. Now we're gonna go to our Pic Ems. Before we get to the Pic Ems, I'll do our final top 10, and we'll get into who you think should be winning the awards this year for the different awards. So we'll get good old Liz up here.
Liz.
Hi, Liz. How are you?
Hi, guys.
How the hell are you?
How you doing?
I'll do
Doing good.
Good.
My last top 10. I shouldn't say my last one. My first one and the last one for this season. Power rankings. Anyway. Hey, my prediction is that the Super Bowl teams will come from that top 10 list.
That's a good prediction.
Maybe.
Hey, right. I threw a shot out there. Whatever.
It's not a bad shot. That's actually pretty small.
Pretty easy.
Exactly.
Really went on limb in that one. Yeah. Anyway, so our Pic Ems finals. Jay, we didn't have the greatest last game. We finished 500. We both were 8-8, me and you, Jay. Liz was 9-7, and Nate 10-6. Look out! He finishes on a good note there. But Jay finished at 162 and 91. I finished at 159 and 94. Liz finished at 149 and 104. And Nate finished just one win under Liz, 148 to 105. But good job, everybody. Jay.
Congratulations, Jay.
Thank you. Hey. Hey.
Three
Long time coming.
I was catching up to you though, because I was six behind you at one point.
Another week or two, you probably would have caught me.
Yeah, well, I didn't have a week or two, so so anyway, that was our Pic Ems. What we want to do now is we want to we'll do the. If you want to do the predictions first, that's fine. If you want to do
you want to do the awards,
Super Bowl, the prediction Super Bowl first, or do you want to do the awards first?
You do the awards first. That's fine.
Hey, Yolanda. Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right.
So, where do you want to go first?
We'll do the awards.
All right. Let me run them down for you. So, we're going to start with the offensive players. Who is your offensive rookie of the year?
I'm gonna go McMillan from the Panthers. Over 1,000 yards, was a big part of their offense. Got him into the playoffs. So Teo McMillan.
I like that.
I'm going Ashton Genty. Appreciate you, Robbie. I'm going with Ashton Genty. Yeah, 266 carries, 975 yards. I know he only had 5 touchdowns, but I mean, that's really probably the most any rookie had with the Raiders. So I'm going with Mr. Genty.
Okay. Who you got, Liz?
These are just our picks, right? Like, not for like, okay. Yeah. For offensive rookie?
Yeah.
I chose Scattaboo. I chose him because even though he got injured, he was doing really good. But what I really liked was his confidence and leadership, especially when he was getting off the field. He said, "This is not going to stop me." And I believe that because he was really good.
Yeah, he was good. Yeah, that's pretty good. I also have Tet McMillan, by the way, as offensive rookie of the year.
Yeah, this was a weak year for the rookie offensively.
Yeah, I mean, and I would have chose Ekuba, but he fell off in the end of the year. He started the year so great. It was tremendous. He just fell
when they struggled, he struggled. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know where he went. It was like he disappeared in the last 4 or 5 games.
Tet was pretty.
Tet was consistent. Yeah. He made Xavier McKinney very good too. So I mean, so I give you one works on that one. But anyway,
I'll give you one too. Somebody that I could have picked was Monungai from the Bears. Now, granted, I know he had just over 700 yards, but look who he was splitting the backfield with.
Mm-hmm.
He was in the backfield. What's his name? DeAndre Swift. So
yeah. Also too, Jackson Dart, which I think who's actually going to win it. I forgot about Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart's going to win that award because he played all season. He put up some good numbers.
He missed a couple games,
and they always give it to quarterbacks. They always give it to quarterbacks.
And then he came in. What was the 3rd or 4th game he started?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And he missed a couple of games
missed a couple of games after that with concussions because he doesn't know how to slide. He's had 4 or 5 concussions already this year, which is not good. You ain't going to survive in the NFL if you keep doing that to yourself.
It wouldn't surprise me if they gave it to him.
Defensive rookie of the year. Who you got, Nate?
Defensive rookie of the year?
That's a hard one.
That's a little harder than the offense.
Come back to me. I got to think about that.
Jay Weezy, what you got?
Mason Graham. I got to go with the Michigan.
I knew you were going to do the Michigan guy. How come you didn't go Will Johnson?
Nah, because Will Johnson, he got injured too. He kind of came in and showed some bright spots, but he got injured, and the Cardinals are
He's
just
doing the
dog.
same exact thing he did on Michigan. This is what I kept trying to tell you guys about.
I'm sorry.
I don't want
Cardinals
to be. I'm not a Michigan hater, obviously, but the fact is, when they get in the NFL, it's a whole different story. If you play that way in college, it's going to transform that way into the NFL. And he's a good corner, but he's getting hurt too much.
I think he just needed to be on a different team, but I don't think being on the Lions would have been any better with all the injuries we have. But
he probably would have got injured on the Lions too.
And I gotta say this. Yes, I know it's 17 games, but how much?
Hi, Robbie.
How much? Of course, but how much do you think? What's his name? Garrett. Myles Garrett getting that sack record was because Mason Graham was getting double teamed up the middle. How much do you think that played a part in it?
Doesn't matter. He got it.
I'm not even putting that on there because Myles Garrett is just
people gonna hate me for saying
on his own level. That dude's on his own level.
Myles Garrett was gonna get it regardless.
So I gotta go with Mason Graham. He Mason Graham looked like a seasoned vet out there. I gotta go with him, man. That was like one dude that's one of my.
Who you got, Liz? El Toro.
I'm gonna go with Carson
Schlesinger.
There you go. Browns for the 156 tackles and the 2.5 sacks and the pair of interceptions he did. I liked him.
I am gonna go with that's a good one, by the way.
That's a great one.
About that guy.
I'm
going to go with Derek Harmon, Steelers tackle. Now, the only reason, and he didn't play all the season either, but when he was in there, there was a definite difference in the run game when other teams were trying to run on him. He stopped the run. He was really good at stopping a run once he was in there. When they didn't have that presence in there, man, they were running all up in them. But once he came in there, he stopped the run pretty effectively. I think they showed a graphic too on one of the games when Pittsburgh was playing, the difference between when they had him on the field and when he was off the field. It's a big disparaging number too. It's like they were able to run like 100 yards more than when he was on the field, somewhere around that. Not that much, like about 60 more, 70 more yards than he was when he was not on the field. So. Yeah. Hey, Sonia.
What's up, Sonia? I want to. Hey, you know what? I wanted to get you too. She said she.
What's that?
She said she would have came on too. She wanted to talk about the Panthers winning the division.
Of course she did. She got other platforms to do that on. Anyway. Sorry, Sonia.
You told me, Sonia. Congratulations.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Kenya, congratulations on the Panthers.
All right. Now we'll get to your offensive player of the year. Your overall offensive player of the year.
JSN. Hands down.
I'm going.
No one saw that guy coming out.
I asked you, Sonia. I asked Sonia. Yeah, I did ask her. Yes, absolutely. I was all on her live trying to get her to come on.
She's talking about it.
No, I did ask her to come on. Yes.
Yeah, I know you did.
Yeah. But
by the way, hold on a second. Just 1 second, Jay. Nate, who did you have for your defensive rookie of the year?
I took Jahadi Barron from Denver.
Jahadi Barron, that's a good one too. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Shut down corner along with
for Denver.
Patrick Surtain. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be a stout.
Oh, isn't that nice? Sonia said
thanks.
All right. So Jay Weezy, who was your offensive player of the year?
Puka Nacua, man. Puka Nacua went off. And if you remember, this dude missed a couple games due to injury as well. So Puka Nacua still had over 1,700 yards, 10 touchdowns, and 129 receptions. Got to go with Puka Nacua.
That's a good one. What you got there, Liz?
I chose JSN too because he was on my fantasy, so that's why I picked him.
Yeah, I think that's basically That's the reason why I picked him too, because he was on my
Robbie, you ain't no
I gave
good.
myself kudos for picking him.
I mean, I
in
didn't
2
win the
leagues.
fantasy, but
I mean,
I
nobody saw him putting those kind of numbers up this year. Hell, they didn't think that Seattle even had the
JSN?
number one receiver. Yes.
JSN? I mean,
I didn't see him put up those numbers. I did see him putting up good numbers, just not those.
Mhm.
People didn't even think that Seattle had a number one receiver before the season started. That's how
Yeah,
people
JSN.
doubted JSN.
Yeah.
Metcalf
That's
left,
true.
and JSN is the number one receiver. That's how it went.
Yeah, but they didn't even know he was
he
the number one
did that
receiver.
with,
There was a lot
he
of doubt.
did that with Sam Darnold, man. That is crazy. With Sam Darnold. Could you imagine if he had a better quarterback throwing to him?
I don't think Sam Darnold's a bad quarterback.
What?
Obviously, he's good
The
enough.
number one seed.
Bruh,
Right, they're
bruh.
14
Sam
and 3.
Darnold is horrible.
He caught
That team
1,600
is
yards
bad.
this year.
Good.
How horrible! He had to throw it to him.
Dog. How many passing yards did he have against the Niners last week?
Who cares? They won.
In spite of having him, he threw 2 interceptions. Dog, he was horrible.
Well, it's going
But
against
I
a good
digress.
defense.
I give him his credit. Yes, they're the number one seed. I'll give him that.
That's
Yes.
Sam Martoni.
They'll be fine.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
you can't say he's a bad quarterback.
He's
JSN
dog.
wouldn't have all those damn yards if it wasn't for that.
He's gone back-to-back years, winning 13 games with 2 different teams.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Sam Darnold is bad. I cannot. I will never in my life give Sam Darnold any credit, bro. I can't stand him. I hate his guts. Get Sam Darnold.
It's a strong word, Jay.
Right, damn.
I cannot
Leave the man
stand
alone.
I cannot
It's
stand
deeper than his skill.
hate.
Gosh.
Maybe it's the kind of same hate I have for Geno Smith too.
Okay.
Geno Smith
Get him
overrated
outta
ass,
here,
throwing
bro.
500 damn
Get him outta
interceptions.
here, man.
He's crap.
But that's more
My
interesting.
Ice-T boys. Hate.
All right, moving on. What's the
Okay.
next one?
Defensive player of the year. I think this might be anonymous.
Come
but
on
listen.
now. Really?
Go
Do we
ahead,
gotta
Nate.
ask?
Miles Garrett, baby. Gig him.
Miles
Come on.
Garrett.
It's not even a
Liz.
Not even a question.
23 fucking
Me?
sacks.
Yes, you.
Will Anderson.
Oh my God! Stop.
Sorry.
That's a
I ain't
homer
mad at
pick.
you.
That's a homer
That
pick.
right there. I'm not mad
But
at you.
yeah, I'm not mad at her either. I mean, he had a
Hey,
good
listen,
season, but
you gotta. Hey,
it's
He's
It's-
a stop
I hate
run
that.
machine.
bruh.
You
I
hate his
hate
liver?
Sam Darnold's feet.
Miles had 23 sacks.
I get that. That's fine. But I chose my pick, and
There
that's
you
Will
go.
Anderson.
Hey, I
You get
that.
your pick. I get my pick. Jay gets his pick. We all get different picks.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I promise you, bro. Sam Darnold is going to get that team whacked when they play. I promise you, dude. Man, I hate that dude, man.
I'm gonna tell you something. The reason why he failed in Minnesota. No, he isn't the greatest quarterback. But when you have pieces around you and make it work, he can be. He's plausible. Okay.
Yeah.
However, the difference between that Seattle team and the Minnesota team, defense. Defense will get you out of situations. Minnesota's
will.
defense couldn't get you out of a pothole in Detroit. Okay. So it ain't, yeah. And by the way, I got Miles Garrett also as defensive player of the year. Dude broke the sack record. I mean, Liz, I understand.
It's not even a debate.
It really shouldn't be a debate.
Like when they do the votes, he's probably gonna get all the votes.
I got a question.
He will probably too.
I got a question for y'all.
Just not Liz's.
Y'all think that Cleveland, in any time soon, do you think Cleveland is going to be a contender for the Super Bowl?
No.
Cleveland?
No.
Not with that, not with the staff that they got there now. Nope.
I agree. And I mean, I kind of don't even feel bad for him anymore because it's like you took the money and you chose to stay there in Cleveland. And now you stuck with a dog shit franchise and probably won't win anything in the next 4 years. It's like, dude, come on, man. Really?
And honestly, if we're comparing, if you want to use Will Anderson as a comparison, hell, I'd put Aiden over Will. Aiden probably would have been right behind Miles. Because not only did he have sacks, he had the pressures, he had forced fumbles, and he had interception.
Now, while Aiden's my guy, and I will pick Aiden Hutchinson over Will Anderson, no disrespect, Liz, but the pressures can get a little bit skewed because he had 100 pressures this season, right?
But he
How
had
many
14
of
and a half
those?
sacks. So there you go.
How many of those were impactful? And you got to ask yourself, like, that is a lot of pressures to have.
He had
But then
four forced fumbles. That's pretty impactful. That means he
I
got
agree,
the
and
ball.
he had an interception. I agree, but what
I
I'm
think you're
saying,
I think you're overdoing how much pressures are. I think you're underdoing actually how pressures are. Pressures
Negative plays.
doesn't necessarily have to transit to a lot of things. It can transit to a guy throwing the ball faster. It can transit
Moving him
to
off platform.
the play going faster. It doesn't necessarily have to end up in a sack,
I agree with that.
fumble,
I agree
or
with that. But
interception.
it was the statistic that I
By
found
him.
during the time the Lions played the New York Giants that they were getting pressure after 3 seconds, which ranked amongst the last. So meaning, like, the ball was already in the quarterback's hands for a couple of seconds before they even got pressure. So it was
don't
like
be talking about homers
for so long. Eventually, they were going to beat their blockers.
But not to mention the impact that Aiden had. Everybody else ate too. I mean, Aquadine had 11 sacks. Other players had sacks because of the presence of Aiden Hutchinson.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that. And we still, and I think that our defensive line was still horrible.
Yeah, we still got some. Yeah,
horrible. And we were healthy the whole season, just about healthy. But
they still didn't get enough pressure on there. But anyway, all right. So now we're getting to our big awards here. So, who is your coach of the year?
Mike Vrabel.
Nate still looks like he's pondering.
My bad. I'm thinking. My bad, Nate. I'm skipping over you.
No, you're good.
You said Cohen. Lane Cohen. What do you got, Liz?
I put the same thing. Liam Cohen, because he went from 4-13 of last season to 13-4 this season. So that's really impactful.
Yeah. And
he won the AFC South division. So.
And Trevor Lawrence is a lot better with him.
Yeah, he's really showing really good leadership now.
And they lost one of their best players in what's his face in Travis Hunter, and they still went out there and won that division.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Liz.
No.
I'm gonna pick Mike Vrabel too, because
I gotta go with Vrabel, man. He turned, bro. Yeah. They single-handedly turned the Patriots around.
The closest. It was close between, in my opinion, him and Ben Johnson. The only reason why I say this because Ben Johnson took that team from fourth. I don't care what people say about the schedule he played or this or that. He took a fourth place team and got them to first place.
Yeah, but Dan did the same thing. He didn't win Coach of the Year.
Well, that's because that was stolen from him from the Coach of the Year that's fired now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that team's pretty.
How that works out?
Yeah, but that team's pretty stacked. B. I mean, they went out and got their O-line. They got all those weapons. They got Caleb.
It doesn't make a difference. You still got to produce.
Yeah, but I think they were expected to be.
That's just like saying, well, because you look good on paper, you should go to the Super Bowl. That's.
I don't think people.
I'm sorry, Sonia. I'm sorry. I can't put Canales up there though.
Yeah, I can't put Canales in there.
I think most people probably had
into the playoffs. You couldn't.
Most people had Chicago doing better than the Jags did. That's why I said Cohen.
Well, the Jags did do good too. I mean, he's impressed too. I give it to Cohen. I still don't believe in the Jags though. I really don't believe in Chicago either. But
I'll give you 2 reasons why I put Vrabel up there over anybody is because one, he turned Drake May into an MVP candidate. They went from 4-13 last season to now 14.
McDaniels did,
and they're missing both tackles on that offensive line, and they're still the number one. No, they're not the number 1 seed, right? It's Denver.
No, Denver is.
They're they still 14-win team. I mean,
Vrabel probably will get it more likely.
Got to give it to Vrabel.
But I never thought Ben Johnson.
I mean, yeah. Hey, a lot of people got him in that category for Coach of the Year, just like Liam Cohen. And what was another guy that they said that was in there?
You could even offer Shanahan. Coach. I would take Shanahan over Ben
Shanahan
Johnson.
Was the other one. Yeah, that's another one.
Shanahan did a better job than Ben Johnson did. Hell,
how about
Shanahan lost half his fucking defense.
Well, Kyle Shanahan did better than anybody did, if you want to put it that way.
I agree with
because he lost everybody.
Yeah.
How about Sean Payton?
You won with Mac Jones.
Sean Payton was good. Yeah, Sean Payton could be putting up in there. And hell, you won with Trevor Lawrence. I still don't believe in Trevor Lawrence. I don't believe in Joey Sunshine. I think he's kind of like Sam Darnold in that sense. He's gonna have one of them games. He's gonna just blow the whole situation up because he can't pass. He ain't a good passer. Screw that guy. Anyway, I don't care what anybody says. That's my opinion. I'm sticking with it. Fuck that guy.
Yes.
Anyway,
Dag.
like there's some deep issues there. Go ahead.
I don't like that guy. Anyway, he's about as bad as Geno Smith. Anyway, Geno Smith is bad. Geno Smith is bad.
No, that dude's horrible.
I got one for you. B. Geno Smith or Sam Darnold?
Who I would take? Who I would take?
Sam Darnold.
I think Sam Darnold in a minute. Geno Smith, I would not take. Geno
I would
Smith
not trust Geno.
is an interception waiting to happen. Anyway, the comeback player of the year. Go ahead,
Aiden, 100%.
That's
breaking your leg, and just coming back with 100 pressures and 14.5 sacks. Guy looks like he's gotten better, hands down. Aiden.
Yeah, Aiden Hutchinson for sure.
Who you got?
He won't win it, but he should. But it's him.
Nah, he gonna win it. He definitely gonna win that.
Aaron Rodgers.
Competition.
Aaron Rodgers, old ass.
Aaron Rodgers can kick rocks. Ooh, I was
Aaron Rodgers.
He's got. I'm telling you, they like quarterbacks. He's gonna win it. I'm telling you, because of what happened with that whole thing of the Jets and Achilles.
Talking over you.
Who you got, Liz?
Actually, he wasn't hurt last year.
I chose Dak Prescott because he didn't really.
You got to be hurt in order to win the award next year. So I don't think Aaron Rodgers was hurt either, was he?
No.
Okay,
he played a whole season with the Jets. He just sucked.
Okay, so there you go. So he can't.
Oh, so they have to be hurt. Okay.
Yes, to come back or have like
come back to me.
Season, I guess maybe.
Yeah, come to the dark side. Pick Aiden Hutchinson.
Are you meaning for comeback player of the year that he wouldn't be eligible? Yeah, there you go. There you go. There's only a handful really that were hurt last year that was played this year.
Wasn't McCaffrey hurt?
McCaffrey was hurt, yeah.
But he did come back.
Yeah,
he was hurt.
I'll just go with Hutchinson.
On and off. This is good going Hutchinson, yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't really pay,
I didn't realize that they had to be
I'm a Detroit
hurt.
Lion fan.
Do they have to be hurt in order to win the award, or they just have to have a down year and then come back?
I think they just have to
I think the criteria is they have to be injured.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Okay.
Oh.
I was right with Aiden.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, because Prescott sat out 9 games in 2024.
Purdy is a good one, though, because Purdy did get injured last season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'll just go with Hutchinson.
Dak did sit out some games last year. Yeah. So that's a good
one. That's why I chose him.
Hutchin's out too, so yeah, you go with Dak.
Yeah, you can go with Dak.
Okay.
All right. So for the last but not least award is obviously the MVP. And who do you got, Nate?
Oh, Drake May. 100%.
Drake May for sure. Drake May.
Did more with less.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you need to know.
Who you got?
Team tripled in wins.
I chose Drake May too.
Okay. So you are going to go that way, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
I got Matt Stafford.
You don't pick Stafford.
Oh my god! Why?
The walking pick.
He's got better yards, better touchdowns. He's plays in a tougher division than May
also has a better team around him, better coach, better defense.
No, he doesn't have a better team around him compared to what New England has around him. New England has the same.
Yeah, New England has.
They don't have a very good division, and they lost to Buffalo.
Fair.
I mean, they lost to Buffalo, the only competitive person in their division. They didn't,
But the Rams were expected to do well this year. The Patriots tripled their win total. Nobody saw that.
People expected the New England Patriots to finish second. Now, not first, obviously. But
you know why I think they're
that's more the coach, though.
Drake may win it because he had a better record. Now, on his paper, you would say, well, that doesn't matter because the Lions were 15-2 and Saquon won it. It has to be that anomaly. It has to be that type of season that just jumps off of the screen. And really, to be honest, Matthew Stafford accounted for a couple of their losses. Especially against when they
Drake
played
May did
Carolina.
more with less.
You're
It's
just
simple
pulling
as
names
that.
out of your behind, aren't you, Ida?
I agree.
I know.
So I gotta go with. I gotta go with.
Stafford's always on a stacked roster. Drake May,
I
they had
gotta
to
go
find
with
their
Drake.
roster at the beginning of the year.
Jesus.
All right. Okay.
Oh, no.
So we move on predictions now.
So,
What are we doing?
yeah. You want to do just the playoff ones, the initial playoff ones, but then we're going to do our Super Bowl picks.
That's fine.
So, what's our first game for the goofy playoffs?
Give me 1 sec.
Okay, the first one's on Saturday. And that one is going to be
right?
the LA Rams going to Carolina.
Yeah, Rams and Panthers.
4:30.
Rams are 10.5-point favorites on the road.
Give me the Rams.
Yeah, I'm taking the Rams too.
Give me the Rams.
Oh, I do think the Panthers will make it interesting.
Liz, what you got?
Panthers.
Oh, look at you.
Being bold with it.
Now, I know everybody's going to go by what happened during the regular season when the Rams went there the first time. But the person that messed that up is my MVP.
Yeah,
he gave that game
exactly.
away.
He's played bad lately. He's thrown the ball away a lot or turnovers.
Bad lately, yeah.
But that's all right. He's still MVP. Anyway, he ain't gonna make that same mistake when he goes down there this time.
Sure,
he ain't making that same mistake. So I got I don't think it's a 10.5 though. I think the Carolina plays really good at home. 10.5 is way too much to give to the Rams in this situation. Maybe it'll be a 3-point game, but
Stafford.
I got the Rams winning, nevertheless.
Okay.
On that one.
All right.
All right.
Packers versus Bears. Packers are 1.5-point favorites on the road.
Well, go ahead, Nate. What you got?
I'm taking the whack pack. I don't trust the Bears. I think that they'll be Jordan Love playing is going to be huge, and Caleb. Shoot, if they shut down Caleb, they're screwed because their defense can't stop or nothing. So I'm taking the whack pack. Hate both teams, but
who you got, Jay Weezy?
I think I gotta go with the Bears. I think I'm going with the Bears. I think the Bears get it done. I mean, that team they just lost coming off of a loss. They're going to want to come in and win at home. Can't take 2 consecutive L's at the crib. So give me the Bears.
Who you got, Liz?
The Bears.
Shocking.
Yeah.
I would take the Packers.
Right. I was going to say that. Why do you take the Packers?
Yeah.
That's the team.
I'm just not.
Somebody's got you mind washed, don't they? Isn't it? Yeah, got you mind washed on them Bears.
I don't know what the hell y'all been watching because the Bears look horrible.
Yeah. See,
Bears look horrible too, though. Packers look bad, and they're missing a couple of their.
But at least the Packers have a decent defense. Bears can't even stop a cold.
Yada. The Bears.
I don't know. Like I said, I hate both teams, but go ahead.
No, you're good.
I hate both teams, but if I look at it from quarterback to quarterback, I'll take Jordan Love over Caleb.
Absolutely, I would too.
That's fair. Because I hate both teams
I just don't trust Caleb.
But it's in Chicago.
I get it.
Green Bay, not the defense. They put no effort. You know what? I want Green Bay to lose because they're petty as fuck. What they did was they went to Minnesota and play nobody so they can lose, so they can put lines in the basement. That's what they wanted to do. Sorry, petty ass Packers. That's what I.
Or also too, they wanted to rest their players for the Bears. So they knew they're going to play the Bears again.
Oh yeah, that came out bad. I couldn't say it.
Okay.
Bills versus Jags. Bills are 1.5-point favorites on the road. I am taking the Bills.
Bills, easy.
Bills.
We know you're taking the Bills.
That's
I'm gonna go Bills too.
Fuck them
I'm gonna
Jags.
go Bills too because I don't think they have enough of a running threat to be a problem for their run defense. for Buffalo because Buffalo sucks at run defense. They got to play a good running team for them to lose. But they're going to beat Jacksonville. I just don't believe in the Jags. I don't believe in them.
Yeah, this
had a good
so
season. It's over. I think this was a great season, but that magic is going to run out. This is where the big boys play. This is where experience come into play.
Now they got the worst matchup. They got the worst matchup in the playoffs because you got the superstar quarterback coming at your house.
Big time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Niners versus Eagles. Eagles are 4.5-point favorites at home. I am taking the Eagles.
Niners.
You got Liz.
It's gonna be one shitty game. I know that.
You got Niner fans looking at you right now.
Yeah, I do. She's actually texting me. All right. I'll go with you, sis. Give me the Niners.
The Niners.
I mean, I would love for the Niners to upset them. I just don't think it's going to happen.
Wine 49ers.
They're too banged up.
Eagles are gassed. I think the Eagles are gassed, man. I think they're just out of it, dude.
If the Niners were healthy, I would go Niners.
This ain't that vintage Eagles team, bro. I think Eagles have looked very beatable.
No, they're gonna get waxed too. So.
This is a hard game to pick because I kind of feel San Francisco getting beat the way they did by Seattle kind of demoralized them a little bit, especially at home.
They're too banged up, man. They just lost Buffoon. They lost Buffoon for the year. Another linebacker they lost.
Warner's coming back though, right?
Well, Michael, Warner's coming back.
We got to choose one.
Maybe, not yet. He's not there yet. They're just too banged up, man. If they were healthy, I would say the Niners.
Don't do that.
I don't care about making the playoffs, dude. I made playoffs twice in 2 years, twice in 2 years. So
you know what? I do care, but you want to know something that's fine.
Just because you said something, Steve, F the 49ers, I'm going Philadelphia. These guys got to be tooting his mouth off something. So now, how about that, Steve?
All right. Chargers versus Patriots. Patriots are 3.5-point favorites at home. I am taking the
Patriots.
This is a tough draw, too, for the Patriots, though, because Chargers got good defense. I don't care what y'all say. They got good defense. And that defense is something that New England does have a problem with every now and then. They play a good defensive team. They can't do very good. So I don't think it's a 3.5. I think it's under 3. But I think the Patriots will win that because they're at home.
Rookie quarterback. Or second year quarterback, sorry. First year quarterback in the playoffs. Yeah.
They eliminated the Patriots not last year, but
last game.
In the playoffs, right?
No. Houston eliminated the Chargers last year.
You're right.
All right. Texans versus Steelers. Texans are 3-point favorites on the road. I am taking the Steelers.
Give me Houston. Give me Houston. Houston about to make their life a living hell. Give me Houston.
We'll see.
Never mind, Liz.
Don't Liz. Don't Liz. We gonna put you down for Houston.
I'm going Houston too. Aaron Rodgers ain't never seen no defense like that. His own defense can't play like that.
Fuck them Steelers. Give me Houston.
Just a little fun fact about the Steelers. They have a third best PFF offensive line. Just FYI.
That's some nice information.
Go Houston. Texans have the 4th worst offensive line.
Go Houston.
Playoffs. Yeah, we don't care. And the Steelers got an overpaid defense. And
but if they can't get pressure on Rodgers, it's going to be a long day.
Trust me, they're going to pressure.
They're going to get pressure on Rodgers.
They're going to get pressure on Rodgers. Don't you worry.
Come on.
And look, my boy Metcalf is going to be a little rusty.
Rodgers throws the ball.
Stingley will be on him. Lassiter will take care of all the other work.
No Washington, no Darnell Washington.
And let's not even start talking about their linebackers.
Man, it's going to be a
bloodbath. Their linebackers.
And the Steelers can put pressure on Stroud too. So I mean, what?
Get, what's his name? That's
defense.
Cam Hayward, T.J. Watt, he big.
No,
Tommy with another touchdown.
They ain't playing the Ravens. They're playing Houston. That's a different thing.
Great game.
It don't matter. Well, we'll see. Playoffs are a different animal. We'll see.
No,
Different animal, but they're
defense
beating
travels
something
well.
different.
That's the first
Yeah,
thing
but
you
they
need to
need
understand.
quarterback
Run
play
it through.
from the
Defense travels.
Run it
I don't
Offense
through.
trust
don't
Stroud.
travel.
Yeah, well, I don't trust Stroud, so we'll see. Give me Aaron Rodgers.
All he has to
man.
do is
You know I hate that motherfucker.
two first quarter touchdowns. That's all he needs.
Exactly. Let's go.
If you can, we'll see.
Let's go.
But anyway, that'll wrap that segment.
Hey, I'm sad.
Now comes for the Super Bowl picks. This ought to be interesting too.
Go ahead, Liz. You can go first because I know what you're going to say.
Ladies first. Ladies first. Ladies first.
Oh, I don't even know.
Oh, just pick the Texans. You know you want to.
Dang.
Don't be rude. I'm not rude to you, bro.
Yeah. Just go with it.
You know what, bro?
Well, now you like
Robbie,
it, Robbie.
Don't be coming out here with all this jag-off stuff because nobody's picking your team. You didn't even pick your own team, so stop.
Right.
And you won't even like Aaron Rodgers, so stop. The hell wrong with you? You act like you haven't been you've been on that team all this season. You damn near were about to abandon them.
I'll just go Houston.
And who? Houston and who you're playing in the Super Bowl?
Broncos.
No, in the Super Bowl.
Right?
Oh.
Can't be the Super Bowl.
Was Seahawks?
There you go.
Yeah.
Houston and Seattle.
You got Houston winning that?
Yeah. Well,
okay. Shit. Anyway, what you got, Nate?
I am going to take Seattle from the NFC, and I am taking the Buffalo Bills in the AFC. Josh Allen's about to go on a heater and get to the Super Bowl, and I will take Buffalo to win the Super Bowl.
Fine.
Yep.
I got Buffalo and LA Rams. That is not the Chargers. The Chargers will never.
Wow.
But give me Buffalo and the Rams, and I think Buffalo wins. Josh Allen gets Super Bowl MVP.
So what you're saying is that so you got Buffalo winning that game?
Mm-hmm.
You got Buffalo winning that game. Maybe Josh Allen be the MVP, gonna beat the other MVP outright, the overall MVP for this year.
No.
Okay.
No. Man, that would be
I did that.
That would be a good Super Bowl, though, man.
Yeah,
Buffalo.
I mean, there'll be a lot of good Super Bowls, but you know what? I'm about the defense this year. Screw all you damn offensive teams. And Josh Allen, until he can prove it, and it's really not his fault. It's that damn defense's fault most of the time. Mm-hmm. I just can't see them winning too many games. I just can't. I think they're going to win maybe a couple, but when it comes to the conference finals, whoever they play, they're going to get beat by. Because if they got to go to Denver, they're going to get beat by Denver. It is going to be what it is. But anyway, I'm not picking that anyway. I'm going a long way. I'm doing a Liz. I'm going to go Houston and Seattle because I want to see some defensive freaking football in the Super Bowl.
Nice.
That'd be cool.
And if that happens, I'm definitely picking Houston to win because Sam Darnold, Mr. Happy Feet Sam Darnold, he's going to be seeing ghosts.
Well, that's a good prediction, Robbie.
You know something? Only reason why
I ain't the Steelers
is because I'm not sure how good and how consistent Bo Nix is going to be.
You don't think Allen will choke, Robbie?
Yeah, I can't really argue with that.
No, I think their defense is going to choke. That's what I think. Josh has never choked in the playoffs.
Yeah, because Allen is
in the
great.
Playoffs. Every time that team lets him down is that defense. That defense is.
But every time, but when those opportunities happen, he was going against Patrick Mahomes, and he was going against Joe Burrow.
13 seconds it took for them to score.
But
they
what I'm
won
saying,
that game.
That
was a defense. The defense has to stop the offense. Defense can't stop the offense.
But if you have a superstar quarterback, that levels the playing field. And I will take Josh Allen over every quarterback in this playoff. That's why I say, like, if he gets on a heater, it don't matter how fucking defense plays. They can just get a couple of
Well,
stops.
he plays a good defensive team. You can just axe that, one. And two, if he can't, if they start running the ball and he gets to a team that runs the ball on it and has a good coach that focuses on running the ball on him, it's over with for Buffalo. I'm telling you, the defense always lets him down. That's the pinpoint of what Buffalo is about. The defense always lets Josh Allen down. That's the reason why he's got to be Superman all the time, because the defense can't play well.
Well, that's fine, but he can do it. Nobody else can do that right now.
They don't need to if they got the defenses out there beating on them.
No, you have to.
Hey, Josh Allen is good. I can't even hate Josh Allen anymore, bro.
Yeah, I hate Josh. I don't hate Josh.
I can't, like, as much as I wanted to. You cannot hate Josh Allen.
Ask yourself this question, because Jay brought up the question about Darnold and whatever. Do you trust any of these quarterbacks outside of Josh Allen to win it, to get to the Super Bowl? I don't.
Yeah, I do. Well, you talking about the AFC?
In the AFC.
About in general, who do you trust?
Well, Matthew Stafford.
Matt Stafford.
Okay, Matt Stafford. Fine. That's
a point.
Who?
Purdy. Purdy has Super Bowl experience.
Ooh, you're right.
Yeah, but he's not it.
Yeah, I don't trust Purdy. Not with that banged up defense.
They've been talking about San Francisco's banged up defense for all this year, but what they've been doing? Winning. And the only teams they can't beat are the teams in their own damn division. So that tells you how good the teams in their own damn division are.
I don't know if that's going to happen.
They match them up against Arizona. They may lose that game too.
I mean, all I'm saying is, like, this is Buffalo's year. No Mahomes, no Burrow, no Jackson, and you look at all the quarterbacks right now in the playoffs. Josh Allen trumps all of them easily.
If this was a fairy tale land, that would work. But let me tell you something. What happens if the Bills don't get in there? Then what?
I'd probably have to go with Broncos.
Then what
if they don't get in there, they're going to fire McDermott. That's first and foremost. And they're probably going to bring back Dable as head coach because he knows Josh Allen really well.
I think they would hire their offensive coordinator as coach because he's a better offensive coordinator than Dable is. But in fact, I hope they fire him so we can get him to what's his name? Joe Brady. Yeah, Joe Brady. That dude. I don't know. He's a good dude.
I don't know if you guys been looking at your phone and keeping up with the news, but David Blau is actually a name that has emerged as the Lions' next OC.
Oh, hell no. No.
Just saying.
No.
I'm just for the news.
Experimenting.
Yes, sir.
I mean, you don't like that. I'm going to apply to be a GM for one of these damn teams. That's what I'm going to go do. Because y'all don't know how to be GM.
That as well.
Go apply for it, B.
Might as well.
I'm going to go do that.
At least he's outside of the whatchamacallit.
I'll keep Brad Holmes. But I ain't. I gotta talk to them.
Give me Dan over fucking David Blau. I'll say that.
Yeah. Anybody?
Why though? Why?
Nate, I'm hiring you as an offensive coordinator.
I'll do it, but it's not hard. Fuck, man.
Right? It's not with them
it's all
players
about
you got.
Schemes, matchups. Hell no.
Yeah.
Just get your players in space and get them in the best opportunities possible.
Next offensive coordinator, Nate. There you go.
Shit. I'll do it.
Hired.
I'm telling you, DeClain Doyle from the Bears, man. Telling you, he might be.
It's early. They're gonna
Johnson though. That's the point.
They gotta wait.
Have them interview before the game, like they did with us and Ben Johnson. Have them interview before the game. I mean, why not?
They gotta get all the hires taken care of, and then they'll look.
Well, because he don't make a difference to that offense. Ben does. So let's go hire. Fine. That team will move on without him.
If he's
that's what I'm saying. If you can't
actually elevate his career, he would.
Morton was the one that taught
and learning, and then
Morton was the one that taught Ben basically. Morton was the one that taught Ben basically.
Truth.
Basic stuff. Yes.
Truth.
So I mean, but we fired Morton, and he could have been a passing coordinator because Big Balls had to fucking take over the play calling. But anyway, that's our Super Bowl predictions and our playoff predictions. We are going to switch our attention to Liz and her Houston Texans Congratulations again, by the way, you guys got in the
Thank
playoff.
you.
Awesome stuff, man. Awesome stuff. That defense is just freaking ridiculous.
It's
dumb.
great. It was a really good game. I am actually really shocked. I knew we were going to get in the wild card, but I also predicted that I knew Houston wasn't going to be number one for the division. I knew it was going to be either the Colts or the Jags. We also knew that Tennessee was going to fail again. But this season was 0-3. This season started 0-3. Everybody, even me, folks questioned the direction for Houston. But here we are, finishing the season with 12-5. We were putting a lot of, I would have to say that Ryans, the coach, really put a lot, D'Amico really did do well putting these Colts were they were. Yeah, they were, Robbie.
Hey, just real quick. My favorite Colt is blue.
Also off on the field.
Other than that, I don't like any of them. I like the mascot better than I like the team.
Oh, I know everybody likes him. He's like he's gonna get arrested one of these days, though. He's crazy. He does stuff in 9 straight wins. But I have to give it out to the coach and this coaching staffing, even the offensive coordinator. They did really good. It's 9 straight wins. CJ Stroud came out, handled business. He dropped 2 touchdowns and handed the keys over to the other guys because they stopped playing their starters and just, they won. And I have to give it out to Tommy Togia. He scoops up that final fumble and takes it to the house like a final exclamation point. But this was our season. Like I said, Ryans has built a culture, not just a roster. One that doesn't panic, one that treats every game like it's a win or a go home. Will Anderson setting the edge, Hunter collapsing pockets, Stingley locking receivers down, daring quarterbacks to try him. This defense travels, and that matters in January. So I want to say that CJ Stroud, I'm really actually, I know Ida loves him. She's talking about Blue, the Colts. I have to say that CJ he really got better. He still has a lot of stuff that he needs to work on. I really like Kirk this season. He did really savvy routes, quick separations, and Will Anderson, of course, the game wrecker of the edge. And we had a really good season, and I'm so excited to go to Pittsburgh during this wild card weekend on Monday and handle business. But I did want to say something. I don't know if he's still listening, but I have a friend in Duval. I do want to say that I have respect, even though I talk a lot of crap about Jacksonville. They handled business and took the AFC South this year. That's a well-coached team, tough, resilient, and they earned that banner. No excuses, no hate. Credit is credit. But here's the smart part. Titles don't stay rented forever. Houston is going to come back, and we're going to take back our title. The South always runs through Texas eventually. So here we are, going to go to Seattle and win, right? I can only pray. But yeah, so Jags beating the Bills. I'm sorry. Yeah, Pittsburgh.
Well,
yeah.
That would be your favorite team anyway, there, Robbie, because there's a Jags. Jag-off.
Yeah, Robbie. Yeah. So anyways, I know we're going to Pittsburgh. It's cold weather, hostile crowd. Bless you.
Bless you.
But this squad is built for adversity. Houston, again, doesn't shrink in big moments. Houston will show up. So we're still standing and still swinging and still believing. H-Town is clocked in, and the mission continues. So go Houston. Yeah, that's it. That's all I have. The stupid Jags. Hey, I'm with you, Robbie. Fuck them Jags, but I have to give credit where credit is due. They did. They surprised me.
Hey,
Well,
So
they didn't play any really. I mean, I just don't believe in them. I'm sorry.
yeah, but they did. They surprised me. So that was good. It was good. But yeah. Thank you guys. Thanks for having me this season. It was really fun. Um, yeah. Thanks to my girls always clocking in and showing us love. So yeah. Till next season.
And thank you
Liz,
to everybody
you know
that
you my homie.
subscribed.
Yeah, I love you like a sister, Liz. I
Love you,
appreciate everything
CJ.
you've done for us. Literally everything you've done, from the merch to contribution, everything you've done. I want to thank you from the
Yeah.
bottom of my heart. Many blessings to you, and you always got a home.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I'm around. Y'all guys all have my numbers. If y'all ever need anything, just reach out. Yeah, and so yeah. Anyways, go Texans.
Go Texans.
Bye guys.
Adios, amigo.
You can stay around.
so we got about 20 minutes left. I don't know. Do you want to talk about the Lions, or what do you want to talk about, or whatever, before we wrap up?
So the whole David Blau thing. So now that's just the name that they're looking out for. How do you guys feel about that? I know we didn't really go into depth with that conversation, but how do you guys feel about it?
I don't think it's serious. I think it's kind of smoke, maybe. I'd rather have Dan, if that's the case. Let him make the calls. Let me say this about Dan, okay? Were there some questionable calls that he made? Yes, there were. But it's not like the offense just imploded completely when he was calling plays. They had explosives. The numbers actually were better when he took over as a play caller than when Johnny Morton was there. Now, the wins didn't happen, but let's look at it this way too. The line dwindled more by the time Dan took over at play calling, the line was awful with all the injuries, and the defense had even more injuries. So was it a fair assessment of what he had to deal with? And he lost Laporta too.
Yeah, it's a fair assessment. You took over the calling thinking that you were going to do better. Statistically, that might have been fine, but at the same time, as a coach, you are judged on your wins and losses, and you lost more than you won in that predicament. And
but
Morton
is it all on the offense, or does the defense get a lot of blame too? Because the defense tailspin bad too.
So let me ask you this. Let's counterpoint this issue. If Morton had the reins the whole rest of the season and the season went the same way, would you blame Morton for this situation?
No, I would blame.
Yeah, you would. That'd be the first person you blame. You wouldn't blame Dan for it. You would blame Johnny Morton for it because
I ain't gonna lie to you.
I mean, everybody has to blame. You could blame the offense, but you also need the defense too. The defense tailspinned the last 5 or 6 games. Like they gave up a lot of points. Like if your offense is struggling, your defense has got to help pick you up.
I agree, and the both things can be true with both what both of you guys are saying, right? Like I definitely still will blame Johnny Morton. Like I'm not going to lie to you, but also the defense has to share blame as well because the defense, one, they got injured, yes, but this is the very reason why they went into the season saying that they were good because they thought they had depth. Now, if you had fairly assessed these players and you put them in the right position, they shouldn't have been as bad as they were really displayed this season. So, the defense has to share a lot of blame as well, too. I mean, we had a healthy front seven really for a very long time. I mean, with the exception of Onzarike, with the exception of Pascal and Davenport, Lee McNeil came in. He should have hit the ground running.
The thing that you have to understand with this whole situation, okay? Nobody's firing Shep. Well, at least at this moment. They ain't firing Shep for his defense, and his defense was always hurt. You could say, but at the same time, you don't have to have common sense to know that there was going to be problems on that offense because of that interior offensive line, depending on how they play.
Right.
Now, you can be the coach and have all the faith in the world in the offensive line because those are your guys. But at the same time, you're seeing them during the preseason, you're seeing them during camp, you're not seeing them during live action. That's the difference. And this is always something that you have to do as a coach. You have to evaluate future response, not what you see on the field at the moment, because you might see, oh, okay, yeah, these guys are doing really good, and he's doing this because this is our guy, and he's going against our best defensive guys, whatever the case may be. And then they might play a couple of games in the preseason. They might do well or not do well. But at the same time, basically, you got to look at it from the future standpoint of things. We knew this. I told you guys this beginning of the season. Our season's going to go where that offensive line goes.
Mm-hmm.
And our season went 9-8 because of that offensive line.
Right. So
now, bank that. Listen, I'm going somewhere with this. So banked on that, and being a coach that you think Dan Campbell is, you should have known that in the first place. Okay, and I understand he believes in his guys. You're supposed to. You're the head coach. You should know what you put on the field. Yeah. At the same time, Johnny Morton didn't do a bad job with that same group. Yes, injuries happen, but he won 4 games in a row, and he needed some of the offense in a lot of those games because the defense still wasn't producing. They were good, but they weren't producing. A lot of that good defense came because the offense was putting out. Yeah. Right. They were still in the top 2 with him there, just because they got a shade tad bit better with Dan Campbell. Stats don't tell you everything. They tell you some of the things, but they don't tell you everything. And
like bikinis,
you got to look at what the play calling that Dan was doing was shady at best. Him going for it 5 fucking times in Philadelphia lost us the game.
You know something, B? I think a reason why, look, dig this. I think the reason why also he kind of took over the play calling, I don't think Dan Campbell was comfortable with the lateral offense. He wanted a more north and south type of offense where you run the ball. That's why you've seen a lot of times Dan Campbell ran the ball 3 times in a row. And then on a 4th down and like a 3 or 4, he'd still run the ball. You know, so I think
but that's not well-graded football coaching. You can't do that. But if you want to go down the field, stretch the field out. You have one thing that I don't like about this offense, even with Ben Johnson, is they don't stretch the field enough. And J-Mo is a weapon, and you're seeing that more and more every year as he plays. Jalen Johnson is one of the best corners that dude could not cover J-Mo to save his life. He was just burning Jalen Johnson. Time after time. If it wasn't Amon, it was J-Mo. And if you're not stretching the offense with that guy and you got a big receiver in our rookie, dude, there's a problem.
In the past, I agree with you, but I think because the run game was so effective that they didn't have to take all those deep shots all the time because they used play action, they used intermediate routes, they used the middle of the field a lot. This year, they couldn't do it because the fucking line was terrible. You could barely hold your guy, let alone let somebody get to a second or third depth. You know, and the thing is that with what Johnny Morton dealt with and what Dan dealt with, there's a common denominator. The line sucked both sides. Period. I mean, it doesn't matter who the hell was calling it. You could have had Andy Reid calling the plays, and they probably would have sucked ass because the line was so bad. You know, like now Dan, yes, I think Dan pulled back after the Eagles game, and I think he realized, hey, I can't be doing this all the time, going for the shit, you know, and he pulled back. He you know, but like, I don't know. I don't know what else we could ask him to do because the line was so bad. It's like say you're a coach in a sense, and your players are terrible. How the hell are you going to go out and win a game if your team is terrible? If they don't have skill or whatever it is, you're just held a bad team. You're asking a lot for somebody who's going to have to turn gold shit into gold, you know. And that's literally what you were asking this line to do. His line was terrible, and you're asking the line to be good in order to make better plays for you as a playmaker or a play caller. I just don't know what else you could do. I mean, They couldn't
fixing
run
the
the
O
football. They couldn't protect it. They couldn't protect the
Campbell, like I
quarterback.
said earlier in the show,
I
that I
think
wouldn't
the
be opposed
difference.
to Campbell calling the plays as long as you have the right pieces and you have a defense that can carry you. You know, like I'm not opposed to that, but I'll let you go ahead, B.
And you really can't say that really about, you know, Shep, because he didn't have all his pieces out there.
No,
He was constantly without pieces.
And that's going to.
There's no defensive coordinator. I don't care what good defensive coordinator
you
you
take away a
have. You're not
secondary
going
of
to be able to
any
work.
team, you're not going to be good.
That's
Right,
going to
you
continue with the next season too. That's the scary part. Like Kirby Joseph may not be there still at the beginning of the season. Brian Branch,
Branch.
You know,
Brian
Branch
for sure won't be there.
Now,
Kirby will be there.
you know, how healthy will Terry and Arnold? I mean, I don't know. Can we say that for sure 100%? Because
We don't know if
surgeries, hopefully he
re-sign
can.
Meek.
Hopefully gets behind it.
allegedly,
You don't know if they're going to re-sign a Meek. That's another guy that got out there.
A Meek, he has to sign back with the team. You know, it's going to be a lot of moving pieces next year. That's why I say if you get a experienced defensive coordinator in and quit with all the projects and say, hey, you know what, we're going to kick the can down the road, get somebody that's proven. I mean, while we like Shep and Shep didn't do just the worst job, would it be bad to upgrade?
I don't think we could start with 2 new coordinators again this year. I think we have to have some stability.
I mean,
unless it's Brian Flores.
If the same thing happens to him, though, Jay, the next coordinator, Vic Fangio. What if we got him? And hypothetically, and the same thing happens to him, and the same thing happens to the defense, and they don't do great. It ain't got nothing to do with the coach. It's got to do with the players that you got to coach. Right. And if you don't have those players to coach, if you're out there coaching Bob the Builder and Peter the Piper down there, it's hard to do that kind of stuff. You can motivate so many people to do so many things one game at a time, just like the Tampa Bay game. Now, they were able to motivate that raggedy-ass secondary to do very good in that game. But to do it on a constant basis, it ain't going to happen.
And the reason
they're not them kind of players.
And the reason why you want to keep Shep in that position is because he's learning how these players play, and he's learning how to evolve as a defensive coordinator himself. If you bring in a brand spanking new defensive coordinator, he's going to want to do his own style. He's going to want to bring his own players in.
Right there. That's the thing right there. You say he's learning. That's the key word, learning. Now, if you bring in somebody,
he should be better next year too.
Perfect example. Like he said, if you bring in Fangio, right? Fangio, no, you don't think he knows his Lions team very well? No, obviously he doesn't have hand-to-hand experience with coaching them, but he knows their strengths and weaknesses. You know, I'm pretty sure he can come in and, this is with all due respect to Kelvin Shepherd, but do a better job than Shepherd. Now, I'm not saying that that's what they have to do in the offseason. I'm just giving you something that they
But what I'm saying is if he had the same issues, he would be in the same spot that Shep is in. That's all I'm saying, because you just can't. You gotta have players to make your defense work. You know, right. you have to have the mindset that these are the start. These the players that you put out in the field on day one are your starters, and those are the ones you're going to have until day 17 or day 18.
I want to know what's up with our defensive line coach, because we really did.
Yeah, he was supposed to be this guy. He actually, if you look at the numbers, he did better. Because they got 2 guys with over how many 10 sacks.
Yeah.
11 sacks.
Roy Lopez played well.
We didn't have that many sacks last year.
3 people I want to step to the forefront. One is Aleem McNeil. Aleem McNeil had a really bad season this year.
Yeah, I need to see him fully recover from an ACL. He just came back from an ACL.
DJ Reader, that's another one. And DJ Reader's
bringing DJ Reader back. He's gone.
Be a leader. He's supposed to be a captain. And he might be gone after the season. Do you guys think
he's going to be gone? Tyleik Williams is going to start.
Right, no, because you got Tyleik Williams, you got Aleem McNeil, and you got your Nate's boy. That's
if they resign him,
person
they will.
I'm sure this is no surprise to anybody. I'm sure he got hurt from me just calling his name, Marcus Davenport. What?
He's not even going to be on the roster.
If they resign him, Dan, I'll tell you what. I'm going down to Allen Park and slapping somebody upside the head. I am. Fuck that. Do not go sign that guy again. Why?
Oh,
Just
my
why?
God. Yeah,
But
man.
even so, if you look at the Lions as a whole on the defensive line, they really didn't have a tail off till like the last 3 or 4 games of the season. Before, they were pretty good against the run, and they were always up there in the sacks at the top, around the top 5 in sacks. So I mean,
I think the
they
defensive
did their thing,
effort was made different because the secondary was so blanked out that their main focus was get to the quarterback as fast as they could, so that quarterback couldn't make good decisions. And the problem is they couldn't do that every game because you do have formidable offensive lines.
And Shep alluded to this in his presser before the Chicago game. He said that the loss of Kirby was huge because the fact is that Kirby is a freelance safety that can protect the top of the routes in the middle and all the deep passes. When you don't have that kind of protection, it's going to make everything all crazy because now you're overcompensating for other people's positions and other things.
You know something,
captain of the secondary.
But you know what was a bigger loss was Brian Branch. Because
I think Kirby was a bigger loss.
Kirby was a bigger loss because he was your turnover guy.
Kirby was a bigger loss.
And he took care of the defense.
I would say Brian Branch. You want to know why? Because after Brian Branch went down, a lot of teams started taking advantage of our horrible run defense. Branch.
I mean, on the run defense side,
you can line him up on the line of scrimmage. You can blitz him off the edge, and he can come in and just fire right into the backfield. And he helped in the run defense. You know, I mean, when you look at it as a grand scheme of things, you would say Kirby Joseph because that was your center fielder guy. That was your captain. But Brian Branch, as soon as he went down, teams were rushing for 200 yards on us every game after that.
Both of them. Both of them.
That's the rushing element, though. What I'm saying is they gave up 1,600 plus yards on the passing, too. And you know why? Because Kirby's not back there.
Right.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
You see DJ Reed wasn't a factor in these last 4 games. He was not a factor. People were running by him like they were running a store for Snickers. It's just
DJ Reed, big disappointment. I expected a lot more out of him this season.
I did too.
Yeah,
but you know somebody who surprised me, and I'm not mad at in the least, Rocky Ya-Sin.
Yeah, Rocky Ya-Sin was a dog.
Man, he held his own, bro. He was
our best corner.
He was our best corner. He had to ask to step up in a big position, but he filled that role.
Yeah, he was our best corner. Hands down, best corner.
All right, y'all. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna go ahead and wrap up the show. Final thoughts, and then we'll kind of close everything out.
Yep. Hey, so go Lions. Had a great time this season. I know we had our ups and downs. We had our arguments and everything, but it's one pride, man. Go Lions. We always root for the Lions. End goal is always root for the Lions and for the Lions to win a championship no matter what. And hopefully next year they can get themselves together and pull off the ultimate goal.
Yeah. There's nobody else in my mind like the Lions. We just got to get there. We get frustrated with our coaching. We get frustrated with our front office. We get frustrated with our players. But that's what fans do. I'd like to think that we're a little bit better than fans. We try to judge this team equally like we would any other NFL team. But at the same time, hey, it's Lions all the way, man. I don't have all this Lions gear because I hate them. That's for sure.
Yeah. For me, I mean, last year was hard the way we lost. This year was probably as hard, but I look at it from this standpoint that, we're 15-2 last year. We're 9-8 this year. Hell, we could easily be 0-16 again. And I don't want to go there. So, the way I look at it is that it's just going to look up. There's, you got to trust the process. There will be changes made. Dan's already made that very clear. Brad's going to speak on Thursday. I expect a lot of discussion of how they're going to make some changes, and we'll just ride and see what happens. But want to thank everybody for a great season. Thank you for all the guests. Thank you for all the listeners. Thank you again, Liz, for coming on the show, giving her spiels on Texans. Thank you for everything she does for us. Yeah, and just thank you all for subscribing to the show. We're only going to make this bigger. It's we got plenty of time. We're going to take some time away. Probably we'll come back around the draft, so we'll get hyped up and get excited for that point. We're going to take some time away and just kind of think about how we can improve the show and get better. But we will be back, and we will see you soon. And we are signing off. And as always, you hate us because you ain't us. And you have a blessed evening. We'll see you on the other side.
Fuck the Pack.
Go
Fuck
Lions.
the Bears. Fuck the Vikings.
Yeah.
Vikings.
Fuck all the teams. Go Lions.
Go Lions.
All right.